Welcome to the Frandreview. This week we watched Logan.
Yes, we did. Hugh Jackman's purported final outing. There comes purported again. I can't stop saying that stupid word.
You like it a lot.
Hugh Jackman's he claims his final outing as the character of Wolverine. We'll see. We'll see how much he wants to stop after he sees this review.
Yeah, this will be the thing.
This will be the thing that keeps him going.
All right. See you in a few minutes for our final thoughts. So Logan, directed by James Mangold, who's brought us The Wolverine and such classics as Kate and Leopold and Night and Day.
Woo! Night and Day, baby!
Logan also stars Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman, and Daphne Keane.
The movie is set in a dystopian future, mid-2020s, I want to say like 2025. Mutant children have not been born in at least a decade. We join an aging Wolverine and Professor X as they hide out in Mexico from some or other disaster that they purportedly caused. After some demons from Logan's past come back to haunt him, he is forced to chauffeur a small girl to North Dakota to seek asylum, all the whilst being chased by malevolent forces.
So right off the bat, I'm just going to say that I wasn't super impressed with this movie. Not that it was bad overall. I think I just went into it with really high expectations, and those expectations just weren't met.
Now, before you all go and say that I'm just being a contrarian fuck for no reason, I honestly think that this was the best Wolverine movie to date. And that's not really saying much, because the first one was garbage, and I went back and watched the second one, and I thought I loved it, and it wasn't as good as I remembered it being. But still, it doesn't take away from the fact that I do honestly think that this is the best Wolverine movie to date.
I had two main issues with the plot. Firstly, it doesn't really end. The goal that they're trying to reach, they never reach that goal, and it's just kind of left hanging. So that was a major issue for me. As well, why does only one of the kids who's raised in Mexico have a Mexican accent? It doesn't make any sense. Either they should all have a Mexican accent because they were all raised in a Spanish-speaking community, or none of them should. It for whatever reason, that really bothered me. It just didn't make any sense.
Now, the first thing I'm going to mention is sort of the first thing I noticed in the movie. The dialogue at the beginning felt very, very clunky to me. It was overly expositional when it came to the professor and his problems, and why they had to have him in a water tank tower, and why they needed to give him his pills and all this shit. It just felt like they were cramming a lot of information down our throats in a very unnatural way. Didn't feel like real people were talking. I think they could have presented a lot of the information they were trying to convey through actions instead of dialogue, and I think it would have made the beginning feel a lot more natural. In addition to that, it felt like the actors had a lot of free reign in the beginning of the movie to do a lot of ad-libbing, which is great when you have people who are really good at ad-libbing, but for an actor such as Patrick Stewart, who is classically trained, he's a guy who needs his lines to deliver a great performance, which a lot of actors do. It's nothing against him, he's not an ad-libber. So it felt like whenever they were kind of doing the ad-libbing thing, they would degrade into fuck, shit, fucking whatever, to try to make it sound natural, which I think is always just an indicator of the fact that they don't have their lines. As the movie progressed, however, I could tell that it fell more into just a normalized read your lines, fucking deliver your lines. And it got really good after that. I think it was only like the first 15 minutes that I sort of noticed this overt exposition and this sort of ad-libby tone to the movie. After that, yeah, the script was great and the writing was great, and I thought the performances were fantastic.
As usual, Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart absolutely killed it in the acting department. No qualms with their performance. But specifically, I'd like to highlight Daphne Keane, who played Laura. She did a fantastic job. She didn't speak for most of the film, and her performance was very, very convincing. She played the kind of despondent, savage character, I guess, very well. And when she was called upon to be more emotional and, actually, have some lines of dialogue near the end, she did very well there too.
So the 18A rating and the violence, very, very welcome in a Wolverine movie. I don't think there's anybody who would deny the fact that we've been waiting since 2000 to see Hugh Jackman really fucking murder some people and see some blood and guts and see some fucking heads get split open. The only problem I found was that I thought that with this new license on violence that they're able to use, I thought it was maybe a little underutilized, or not underutilized. Underutilized actually isn't the right word at all. There was plenty of utilization of violence, but I thought that maybe it wasn't utilized the most effectively that it could have been. If I think about Watchmen, and it's another 1880 superhero movie. Let's just use Watchmen as an example. Every moment of extreme violence in that felt very powerful and like it had meaning and purpose. Whereas in the Wolverine, I'm usually not the guy who's going to say stuff was gratuitous, and I don't think it was gratuitous. I just thought it could have been used more strategically to make stronger points in certain parts of the film. So take that as you leave it. That's just something that I noticed. In addition, I'd like to talk about the action. When the action was good, it was great. It was phenomenal. I thought a lot of the choreography was really, really awesome. However, a trap that so many movies fall into these days is Jason Bourne syndrome, where there were sequences in this movie where it was filmed so tightly and it was cut so fast that there was no way to really tell what was happening, and all I could fucking gather was like punches, kicks, and like shit was going on the screen, which for about 5 seconds tricks you into thinking that it's cool. But then when it goes on for 10, 15 seconds, you start to notice that, hey, I haven't really seen anything for a while. So, like I said, when there was a lot of great action, a lot of great choreography, but the movie did occasionally fall into that Jason Bourne trap where I just fucking had no idea what was going on.
I'm a big fan of Wolverine, and seeing him throughout the other X-Men films, it always kind of felt like the action scenes involving him, there was something missing. And it feels like with Logan, we actually get to see what was missing in those other films. We finally get to see the full scope of his brutality and really what he can do as far as, mutilating and maiming people. So that was kind of cool to see the level of brutality that you kind of felt was edited or, reined in for the other films. We got to see that fully exposed in this movie.
So this movie suffered from the worst thing ever. It was absolutely overhyped. Everybody, before I saw this movie, everybody talked about how fucking great it was. On Rotten Tomatoes, it was getting 9.5s, 9.6s. Essentially, everybody was saying it was a fucking masterpiece, which I think was really detrimental to my overall viewing experience. I went to the movie expecting a magnum opus, and it was far from that. Now, another criticism I gotta throw at this movie has to do with the villains. So there were 3 sort of main baddies in the movie. There was your big boss man who was behind the scenes. You didn't see him a lot. I think he was in a grand total of 2 scenes and had maybe 10 lines of dialogue in total. You had Robot Arm Guy, who had the most screen time and was comically fucking overt in his southern drawl. He was good, but he couldn't really go toe-to-toe with Wolverine. He was kind of the general guy telling everybody what to do. And then you had, I don't want to spoil it, but you had sort of, I'm going to call him Wolverine's rival in the movie. And I want to say that for all the millions of billions of fucking choices and comic book characters and shit from the Wolverine lore that you could have used in this movie, you fucking went with that? It felt very lazy. It was really uninteresting. Sabretooth, for fuck's sake, leave Schreiber as Sabretooth. The one good thing from the Wolverine Origins movie, bring him the fuck back so we can see the fucking Sabretooth Wolverine fight that we've been begging for fucking 15 years. James Mangold, you piece of shit. You had it. You fucking had it. In all seriousness, I did think that was lazy writing, and it was super uninteresting. Like, fucking come on. But let it not be said that I hated this movie, because I didn't. Honestly, I thought it was, like I said, I think it's the best Wolverine movie to date. I really loved the inclusion of the X-23 character. If you know me, you know, well, I guess that's a pretty weird fact. No, but anyways, if you know me, then you know that my favorite X-Men cartoon is X-Men Evolution, that I think aired on TV in the early 2000s, and that's where they invented the X-23 character. And she was never my favorite character in the show, but she was fucking a cool addition anyways. And I'm super, super stoked to see her on the big screen. And I gotta say, they fucking nailed her. The actress that they cast in that role did a phenomenal job. I don't think she could be more than 10 years old. And very rarely do you see child actors pulling a fucking emotionally damaged role like that off as well as she did. So fucking good on ya. I really want to see her in future X-Men movies. And I would love to see a solo X-23 movie in like 6-7 years when she gets a little bit older and a little bit more interesting, I guess. More interesting? Do you get more interesting when you age? Yeah, sure, fuck it. People are more interesting when they're older. So Hugh Jackman has said this is it for him. He is no longer going to play the Wolverine character. This is his last go. This was his swan song. He felt like the character can't be taken any farther, that this was the natural concluding point for him playing the character. And to Hugh, I just got to say, that's fucking bullshit, man. Do not call her quits yet. This was not the movie that you told me it was. Yeah, a lot of fucking dark shit happens. The movie has a bleak-ass tone. You swear a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of violence. Don't go out on this note. James Mangold, I think you're a very talented man. I think you can pull off some shit when you want to. But I don't think you are the man for this job. I think you need to get a director who's got some fucking better credentials on his belt. You need to get some screenwriters who do a better fucking job. Hugh Jackman, please don't quit on this one. I know that it's tough for you to continue on after this one, but I mean, they fucked with the timelines in the X-Men movie, so who gives a fuck? Give me one more. You got one more in you. Fucking make a Deadpool crossover movie, make us all laugh, and then give us your swan song. Don't make this the last one. I don't think this is what you thought it was. And you're probably you got your horse blinders on right now, and everybody's sucking your dick and telling you it's the best thing they've ever seen, and it's fucking amazing. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna bullshit you. This is not the Wolverine movie. This is not the magnum opus. This is not the swan song. This is not how you want to go out. Please give us a few more. You got it in you. You're not that old. What are you like? You must be like just hitting 50. Like you got a good 10 years left in you. Robert Downey Jr. He's still doing Iron Man. You can still do Wolverine. Come on, buddy. Fucking give me a couple more movies, and you will. I promise you. If you just 3 more movies, and that fucking last one, that'll be the one. That will be the one that they fucking say it is the Dark Knight of Wolverine movies. It's the best superhero movie ever made. Just please don't go.
All right. So you saw what we had to say. I guess just on to our final thoughts and review.
I have one. There's just one major takeaway. I'd like, if there's anything I could say to you, Hugh Jackman, or actually, you know what? Let's say the character of Wolverine, to take away from this movie. Stop going to nice old couples in the country and fucking enjoying their hospitality, because you know they always get killed.
Every time. Every
fucking time. X-Men Origins Wolverine, you go to that lovely old couple who give you clothes and a motorcycle and a leather jacket and give you food, and you get them slaughtered by a sniper guy. And then in fucking the third one, well, this newest one, you go to that nice black couple's house. African American couple's house, and enjoy their food and hospitality, and then you get them and their kid killed. Fucking check yourself, Hugh Jackman. You need to stop fucking with people in their lives.
Yeah. Our producer is here now. Great.
Interrupted us. It was good.
Interrupted. I am going to give Logan a solid 5 tiers out of 7 bacons. Oh, wow.
Fucking
we'll just do it all again.
Fuck.
Sorry about that, gang. Sorry about that, gang.
And I'm gonna give Logan a solid. I don't think you need to go to theaters to see it. If you're a huge X-Men fan and a huge fan of the Wolverine character, I think this movie is for you. I think you'll fucking love it, and then you should go to the theater. But maybe wait for a wide release. Buy it on Blu-ray.
What do you think?
Enjoy it that way.
What do you think?
My leg's collapsing.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for checking this out, guys.
See you guys.
See you on YouTube.